one last point before we move on.
Yeah.
And this is the comment that I began to allude to earlier, because this confused me last week when Brian Gutekunst said it at his press conference. He came out and said, I never promised to trade Aaron Rodgers after the 2021 season. And that, to me, was a stunner, because it's become generally accepted that if Rodgers wants out after 21, the Packers are going to facilitate. It doesn't mean they're going to trade him wherever he wants to go. They're not going to hand him to the Vikings or the Bears or the Dolphins.
Or the 49ers.
They probably would not trade him to the 49ers, maybe not even the Buccaneers. But when remember when he decided to play in 21, one of our first reactions was, when we saw the details of the new contracts, like, what the hell did he get? He only got 1 year taken off of his deal. He's still under contract for 2 more seasons. Oh, there's a verbal promise that they'll trade him after the year. Well, that promise isn't worth the paper it's not written on. And we're seeing that now, because he firmly believes, just like he believed last year, that they've promised to trade him. And that's what made it surprising to me, Chris, that he didn't get something more firm last year.
Right.
Because they'd reneged last year.
Yeah.
On the promise to trade him. So and now Gutekunst says, I never promised to trade him. Now maybe that's literal, and at the time Rodgers wasn't talking to Gutekunst at all.
Right. Yeah. That's what I kind of thought. Like, maybe he didn't promise him. Maybe they kind of talked about, this is something that could happen, or he led him to believe that this was certainly a possibility of it being traded. Promise? Yeah, that's a strong word. I don't know. But I know, and there's way too many people in the league that think that there was obviously something said to Rodgers after the 2021 season to make him think that there was a possibility he could be traded if things worked out. Yeah, they weren't just going to trade him to whoever he wants, whenever he wants, and maybe that's why it didn't happen. Maybe it was only the 49ers and teams where, like, the Packers were like, whoa, we kind of want to help you, but we can't trade you to those teams. I don't know. But everybody, there's just too many people in football that have that thought or feeling or know from somebody that Rodgers was led to believe that, yes, that he could be shopped after that 2021 season.
And here's the key. Now is not the time to come out and say publicly, we didn't promise or whatever, or push back at all. It's too deeply rooted to push back on it now.
Yeah.
Why even address it? Now, they do have some power over this. They haven't given him a blank check to be traded wherever he wants to be traded for whatever compensation the team would be willing to give. And maybe it's part of that building leverage where it's a message to the teams. Hey, it's not a certainty we're going to trade him here, and maybe Aaron Rodgers is on board with that. But that really struck me as not consistent with everything that we have been led to believe.
Yeah.
That if his decision, and it's definitely coming soon. There was a report last week it's coming soon. Well, no crap, it's coming soon. He said 17 days ago he's going to take a couple of weeks, and then the decision's going to come pretty quick. And 17 days from now, the new league year begins. Actually, it's 16 days from now the new league year begins. Yeah, it's coming soon because he wants to have it all figured out before free agency opens and teams start filling up their seats with quarterbacks, although I think teams are going to wait on him. That's why I don't think we've seen any deals done for quarterbacks to be traded when the league year begins, Chris. Everyone's waiting to see what Rodgers does before they start looking elsewhere.
I would think so. I think he's, culprit number one as far as the guy that everybody knows has a chance to be available. And, yes, they're going to wait because they know, again, Aaron Rodgers, without a doubt, even with his age, is certainly one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in football still. So they're going to wait, and knowing, too, that he's a guy that he does stay in shape. His arm is special. It's not going anywhere. And he can add like 3 or 4 good years to your football team at the quarterback position. Yes, teams are going to wait right now and see how this plays out. And you're right. I think he's the jump-off spot. When he starts to or makes a decision, I think we'll start to see other rumors and things start to kind of happen around the NFL, around the quarterback's position.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.